I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. There's another paid request, this time for Devon. It's for a film called I Care a Lot, which I guess came out 2020. And it's a film where you have Rosamund Pike, who I remember she was in the 2005 Doom movie. She's been in quite a few other stuff. And the Doom movie, she played Carl Urban's sister. She played a scientist in that. And the plot of the film is she plays this character, really nasty piece of work, just a true piece of shit of a person. She has this stand where she is able to become court-appointed guardian to these elderly people, able to talk her way and fake her way to the judge, get these elderly people into an assisted living retirement home, that assisted living type of building, keep them hopped up on pills and drugs so that they don't do much. They sit there like vegetative, zombies, and she does that in order to take over all of their assets, their houses, jewelry, their whatever they have in the bank. She has a girlfriend. She also has this doctor that she works with. And for so much of the film, she gets away with it. Even when this gangster finds out that his mom has been fucked over, and the gangster's played by, what was his name? Peter Dinklage, who is from Game of Thrones, other stuff. And actually his mom is played by Dianne Wiest, the mom from The Lost Boys. And she's been in other stuff too, but I remember from that. She played the mom of Corey Feldman and Jason Patrick in The Lost Boys. So it was cool to see her again. Haven't seen her in a while. But even when they did become part of that and he tries to fuck him up, but then he fucks, this is not a movie. It's labeled a black comedy. I wouldn't say I found a lot of it funny or entertaining, but I will say this: I think it's well shot, and I do think Rosamund Pike does an excellent job showcasing how nasty and bitchy of a person this is, to the point you truly hate how vile this bitch is. It's not because of bad acting that you hate her. It's not just because of the plot. It's because of the way she plays it so well and just how nasty of a piece of work she is. And just how she does things. Even lines she says. One of the first lines she says is, "There's no such thing as good people. Plain fare is a joke. The people who take and those who get took. That's all there is." And like this guy wants to see his mom early on, And Rosamund Pike gets help from a doctor, and she's a good bullshit artist in court, and makes it so the guy can't see his mom legally. When there's a point someone dies, and she has all these pictures of all of her, I'm gonna call it victims. One person dies, and all she thinks is, oh man, I thought he would last a few more years. Gotta cash him out. Again, you just really just hate this fucking bitch. But she plays it well. And when I say it's well shot, you have a score that's kind of like a synthesizer, like a little bit of that into the score. The colors are they come out very bright. That's what I know. It's like the way the camera is, the way certain shots are set up. It's, like I said, it's a good looking movie. Okay, there's a moment where she's trapped in a car that's going into the lake. The director did a nice bit where, as she's trying to get out, it'll go fade in, fade up, fade in, fade back, fade in, fade back. Just to really encapsulate her running out of air. I'm like, good, die. But her running out of air, fade in, fade out, fade in, fade out. Like, that was a nice touch in that bit with the fades. You know, certain ways of color. Peter Dinklage, he does fine. There are a few moments that he got smirked out of me. Like he's this big Russian, I don't know Russian, but he's this big gangster. They have mules, as in women in transit, and they lost some, and he don't give a fuck. But then he'll go, is that my smoothie? You're doing my smoothie. He did a lot better than I am saying in here. I don't mind his performance. But yeah, you don't like anybody in this movie. There's really no one to root for. Because I don't give a shit about the Russian. Why do I think he's Russian? I don't give a fuck about the No, because they do say it's a Russian gangsters. I swear they say in the movie, maybe I'm wrong, but I swear they point out as like the Russian mafia or something. I could be wrong, but I thought so. But yeah, you don't give a fuck about him. Because then there's the mules of women in transit, and they even say, how many did we lose? We lost 3. Oh well, is that my smoothie? I mean, wow, this guy's a piece of work, piece of shit. And the lady's a piece of work, piece of shit. Her girlfriend, who's fine with all this and goes along with it and helps out, she's a piece of shit. So, like, all these people are pieces of shit. So I'm like, I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about you. It's not impossible for me to get pulled into a movie that I don't like anybody. And even their vile character, maybe, like Reservoir Dogs. Technically, there's a few good people. One's an undercover cop in that, but you can kind of like them because of the dialogue Tarantino's written, or some of the personalities really come out as entertaining. I wouldn't say that's the case in this. Like I said, most of the films I love and enjoy, I have at least someone to root for. There's not really the case in this. But the plot is not something I've seen done a lot, where you have this type of character with this particular scam, this particular steam. And that made it at least seem like it wasn't a plot that I saw repeated over and over again. So I didn't feel like redundancy in seeing this. It seemed like a different kind of plot, at least. And like I said, Rosamund Pike does do a good job and really make you hate this bitch. Granted, there are times you just get frustrated because as things are going worse and worse, there's never really truly moments of her being that scared or that amount of losing. Even when the Peter Dinklage kidnaps her and threatens her, she just kind of talks smack or saying, hey, let's make a deal. Or she gets out of the car when it's put into the lake. Which I'm thinking, Peter Dinklage, you're an idiot. Why didn't you just kill her 1, 2, 3? Why do you have to put her in a fucking lake and You don't even want to have someone watch to make sure she's dead. And why don't you fully drug her as soon as you, like, when you dump the car, you drug her. Boom. Or you put, I mean, there's ways to do it, but no. We want to have a movie. Now, don't get into spoilers of the ending. 1, 2, 3. Spoilers starting now. She even saves her girlfriend. That's Peter Dinklage. He makes a deal. Going to be CEO and founder of Grayson Guardianship. She's going to keep doing this. She's on the news. Apparently she's still getting away with it, even though it's all this publicity, even though all this hype and hoopla, even though if this happened to so many people, you would think there'd be some kind of, which I guess there is, because you have the news guy asking her about all this. And she's like, oh, determination to not give up. But it doesn't matter. She's still rich. At the very least, I like that she does get a comeuppance. Because, this is spoilers. She leaves the interview. She's happy. The guy we saw at the beginning pops her one. And she dies in her, I guess at this point, wife's arms. I'm like, good. Should have shot her in the head. Should have shot the girlfriend too. Pop, pop. 2 pieces in a biscuit. That would have been even more satisfying. But it's nice that, she does get a comeuppance. And it's like, you're not smiling now, are you, bitch? So I guess at the end of the day, you kind of wonder, what is... I almost want to say, what is the point of watching the film? Again, other reviewers call it a black comedy. I guess, see, like, Peter Dinklage's role and the way he plays his performance. Like, he's serious, but at the same time, like, the smoothie talk, the way he behaves with his henchmen. With Rosamund Pike, I guess maybe people could laugh at how cold she is about doing what she does and how she really makes no ill will of doing these things. No guilt at all. Zero guilt. And maybe the way she handles and talks with people, like, maybe if you're in a black comedy, maybe you get some chuckles out of it. I guess it just didn't with me. But like I said, it's a well-shot movie. It's nice to look at. The actors, especially Rosamund Pike, does a good job. And the plot, like I said, it's different enough so it didn't feel like I was watching a movie I've seen 200 times. But at the same time, it's not really something I ever watch again. Because it's still, you're watching a shitty person be a shitty... And, Greg, you just say the same thing about American Psycho. But American Psycho, I hated that you hate the person, but he was more entertaining to watch. I guess that's the thing. Rosamund Pike is good at her job, but I would not say I was entertained with watching this someone that I hate. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, she does her job well that you hate her. Like American Psycho, you hate Christian Bale's character because he's a psycho, but he's still entertaining in what he's doing and being very about the card and the way it feels and the way it looks with what type of almost being jealous of it, jealous of this person's card, and that's to me was more funny, entertaining. That I got more of the laughs and the black comedy aspect more so than this. I don't know if it's the way she played it, that she was, I don't want to say too convincing, but just, you hated her, but I didn't see any fun in hating her. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad film. It's not a badly made film. And I can't... Rosamund Pike is really the shining example of the movie in terms of her acting was really good. It's just not really something I would care to rewatch again. But I did have fun with American Psycho. This, I wouldn't really say I had fun with it. It's well made, but I didn't really have fun with it. I don't know how else to describe it other than that. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.